Footballtribe podcast on your favorite football updates channel. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I hope you did enjoy all the footballing action that did take place. A couple of friendly games that did happen as we speak. There is a game that is ongoing. Should be between West Ham United and AFC Bournemouth, with West Ham leading by 2-0. That game kicked off at 9 p.m. Yes, I've not had the chance to watch it because by the time it kicked off, I was watching another game in the CAF champion in the CAF Chan competition there. So yeah, but it's ongoing. It's in about the 90th minute about that, with West Ham leading by 2-0. So perhaps we'll get to speak a little about that. At midnight, Manchester United do get underway against Everton. I think it's a very, very important game to really watch to see how Manchester United do fare on. They've been really, really impressive in this preseason. The way they've applied themselves, the way they've played has been really, really good. They seem to have grasped, excuse me, the way the manager wants them to play. I think they've done a good job in applying themselves to that effect. So yeah, could be a very, very interesting game for us to watch. Excuse me. I will get over that. We'll get over the back. It's clearing. I know it's taken longer than I had hoped, but we will overcome that. Anyways, okay. Okay, I think we should change this to unveiled. Oh. Okay. Anyways, otherwise, how has been your weekend so far? As I wait for you guys to join the broadcast. Ran Honeyman says, hi, bro. Hi, how are you? Good to have you on the broadcast. Where are you joining us from? You're watching from London, UK. Oh, that's impressive. Welcome to the Footballtribe UG community. It's a football channel where we get to talk about the Premier League and more. The best 59. Hi, how are you? Good to have you on the broadcast. It's a pleasure to have you guys around. Let me see. Pedri, hi, good evening. Oguzi, where are you joining us from? Oguzi, you're from Turkey. Oh, how is Turkey? Beautiful. For those of you that are just joining us, kindly like the broadcast and also subscribe to the channel if you're new here. But it's a pleasure to have you all join us. My name is Robert K. Sakos, and I'm coming to you live from Kampala, Uganda. That's where we are streaming live from. Like I said, it's a football channel, so welcome to the community. For those of you that are just joining us, you remember Brazil from World Cup 1998? Yes, the one they lost to France. Come to Fenerbahce. Thanks for the invite. Are you a Fenerbahce fan? Because for the last couple of days we missed our friend called our friend called Safa Ali. He's a Fenerbahce fan from Turkey. He's one of those persons that we missed in the last couple of days. Actually, it's coming on weeks, but I hope he's doing all right. Anyways, somebody asked me Ronaldo or Messi. I wouldn't want to reduce the football debate to the simplicity of choosing whether it's Ronaldo or Messi. All I will say is they're both legends, living legends of the game. Very wonderful players that the game will go on to remember for many, many, many years, even after they do retire. For now, they are yet to retire. They are still banging it at Inter Miami, and that's for Messi, and at Al Nassr for Cristiano Ronaldo. The game between West Ham and AFC Bournemouth has just ended in a 2-0 victory for the Hammers. So I think this is the first win, possibly. Is it? Possibly. I think they beat up against Everton. Could be the second win of the Premier League summer series over there in the USA. I loved Ronaldo from Brazil 98. He was my favorite. Oh, wow. Ronaldo Nazario Darima. I think he's one of those fan favorites, to be honest. I also did like him as well. Really, really so much. So much. I think the next World Cup will be interesting. Hopefully, because it's going to be an expanded edition, it's going to have 48 teams as opposed to the 32 teams that we've been used to over the last couple of years. So it does promise to be very interesting, but because it's going to be a new format, let's wait and see how everything will, look like at the end of it all. But so the goals for West Ham were scored by Nicholas Flukru. He did also score in that other game when they were beating up against Everton by 2-1. Yes, Everton beat up against Everton by 2-1 in the previous, match. So he did also score the winning goal in that one, and he did score tonight. And then Gerard Bowen also scored in the second half. Fulkuru's goal came in the 24th minute, while that of Gerard Bowen came in the 68th minute. Like I said, guys, I won't be able to tell you much about this game because I did not get the chance to watch it. I was watching the game between Mauritania and Madagascar and Mauritania in the CAF, in the African Nations Championship. That's Chad. So that competition is ongoing, being hosted by Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Yeah, so that's where my concentration was. But speaking of that competition itself, let's kick things off with Chan, because that game between Madagascar and Mauritania ended in a goalless draw. It was the first draw that we've had in the tournament so far, and also the first goalless game that we've had in the tournament, because the opening fixture, Tanzania did beat up against, excuse me, Tanzania won their opening game by 2-0. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. They beat up against Burkina Faso. Yeah, they won that game. Then Kenya also won their game against DRC Congo. Very, very, a difficult game. It was a bit of a 50-50. I thought Kenya struggled in the stand. In the start, the president was in the stadium watching alongside one of their prominent politicians in Raila Amolo Odinga, the president, that's Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, was in the stands watching alongside other government officials. So Kenyan players get to pocket themselves at $10,000 each, because that's what they were promised for every victory in this tournament. So at least that's in the bag. But Odiambo was the goal scorer in the 47th minute of the first half. 2 minutes, a couple of minutes had been added on, and that's when Kenya found the breakthrough. Then in the other game, Morocco did beat up against Angola by 2-0. The result does not tell the full picture of this game, because Angola had a couple of chances in that game. They just did not capitalize on them. They were not, they were not very convincing when they went forward. They had a couple of chances. You could credit the Moroccan goalkeeper, but Morocco were more effective when they went the other side, because they did capitalize well on their chances. And Raihi and Quintinto did, he deflected that ball, which turned out to be an own goal. I think it was a header from the corner kick. That the Moroccan player did head, but then it was deflected by the defender before hitting the back of the net. So it turned out to be an own goal. But that second goal came in the 81st minute, while the first goal came in the 29th minute. So Morocco, they do walk away as winners with a 2-0 victory for that fixture. In regards to the standings, that means that Morocco and Kenya are tied to 2 points, although, of course, Morocco have scored a goal more. And then we will have Zambia very soon in action. Then that's for Group A, because remember, Group A has 5 teams. And then tomorrow we do have fixtures that will involve Uganda up against Algeria. Then we will have in the opening fixture of the day, which should be, just give me a second to look that up. Yes. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I need to find the exact fixtures. But anyways, is any of you guys following the Chan? The championship, the Chan. Is any of you guys following those games? Do let us know down in the comment section. Am I missing any comments? Okay, no, not really. So, anyways, yeah, like I said, games continue tomorrow. That's Monday. On Monday, Niger will be up against Guinea at 5 p.m. East African time. Then Uganda will be up against Algeria at 8 p.m. while Congo will be up against Sudan at still 5 p.m. No, sorry, that's on Tuesday. So tomorrow there are only 2 games. Yes, tomorrow there are only 2 games, and then Congo will play against Sudan, and then Senegal will play Nigeria to complete match day 1. Anyways, away from that, let's quickly go to the Premier League summer series that is ongoing in the United States, that is involving 4 Premier League teams in Manchester United, West Ham, Bournemouth, and Everton. Everton are still winless in 2 games. Their next game is coming up against Manchester United. That game is kicking off at exactly midnight East African time. So for those of you that are interested in watching it, I think it's going to be about around 10 p.m. in the UK. It will be about around 2 a.m. That's in India. It will be about should be about 11 p.m. In South Africa. So, and then it will be midnight in Turkey. For those of you that want to watch that game. Man United are unbeaten. They won their opening. They did win their 2 fixtures. Sorry, they beat up against West Ham by 2-1 in their first game. Then the subsequent game they beat up against FC Bournemouth by 4-1. So now they get to face off Everton, who are yet to beat anyone. West Ham are in second place because they equally won 2 games against Bournemouth tonight by 2-0, and also beat up against Everton by 2-1. Bournemouth also beat up against Everton in their other fixture. So they beat Everton by 3-0. That's a Bournemouth. So Man United do lead the pile because of a better goal difference. And if they do win their game tonight against Everton, they will definitely win that summer series, the Premier League summer series over there in the United States of America. So that's what I thought you guys should know about that competition. Particularly Man United have been really, really exciting to watch. I think the players have started grasping what the manager wants them to play, how he wants them to apply themselves, both in possession and out of possession. I think they've been quite very, very disciplined. There's so many positive things to take away from this Manchester United side, and I wouldn't be surprised, given that they're going to be competing only on the Premier League front. I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United challenge for the top 4 next season. Last season, of course, I was extremely disappointed. I had predicted that they would challenge for the top 4, but of course, things collapsed to their own detriment, and they ended up finishing 15th. But I'm not yet sold. The highest I've put them so far has been to finish around 8th. But let's wait and see. How things will go. But I thought they applied themselves really well. Diego Leon, although he's just new to that team, I think he will be quite the talent to watch. Patrick Dogu is going to be a star of that team, the way he applies himself as a wing back. Then, of course, like I said, he's still trying to figure out how every piece of the puzzle will fit in terms of accommodating all those players playing time. But earlier on, he was speaking to the Daily Mail. That's the manager, Ruben Amorim, and he said, we will now have a new leadership group. He said, we will now have a new leadership group now. This is going to be very important. He says it's going to be with Bruno, who is already the captain, Lisandro Martinez, Harry Maguire, who has already been part of that leadership group, in my opinion, Diego Dalot, and Tom Heaton, and as well as Nosa Mazraoui. Now, this could mean that, one, Harry Maguire is not going anywhere. Those of you that hate Diego Dalot could be here to stay. And if Tom Heaton is staying, what does that mean for Manchester United's pursuit for a goalkeeper? Because Altay Bayindia is still around, Andre Onana is still around, and no teams have so far expressed interest in signing any of them. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But it will be very, very interesting. And I think Lenioro could be a mainstay in that back three. So who is it going to be? Is it going to be Lenioro, Harry Maguire, and Nosa Mazzarri? Or Lisandro Martinez must start? That it is Lenioro, Lisandro Martinez, Matthias de Ligt. What does then that mean for Nosa Mazzarri and Harry Maguire? Anyways, let's just wait and see how Ruben Amorim will look to set up his team. Will he be a tinkerman like Rafael Benitez Maudes used to be? What will be the case? What will be the case? You know, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time for us to identify how everything will be. Anyways, let's move away from that. Maybe the other key thing I forgot to mention in that CHAN game between Madagascar and Mauritania is that the center referee was a female. She's called Shamira Navada from Uganda. She took charge of that CHAN game between Madagascar and Mauritania. So while Ronald Katenya and Lucky Razaki from Uganda were the other match officials from that game. So she's one of those credible officials really that have been appreciated in the game, even in the Uganda Premier League ranks. So when it comes to referees, but anyways, quickly let's run to transfers because a lot has been happening today. A lot has been happening today. In the world of transfers, and particularly, where do we even start it from? Okay, let's start from the much expected news. One, Chelsea have officially announced the signing of Jorrel Hato. He's officially a Chelsea player, joining them from Ajax on a 7-year contract. That's until June 2032. Of course, he was announced today as a new Chelsea player. Joining for about 40 million euros, 45, around that ballpark. So congratulations, Chelsea fans. You do get yourselves another defender or another signing in as far as this transfer window is concerned. I mean, it's not all done. Okay. Is it Ihom or Kubanov? Kubanov. Hi, Kubanov. Where are you joining us from? Are you from Russia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Georgia? Where? Do let me know where you're joining us from. Kubanov. Sorry, Kubonov, not Kuba. It's Kubonov. Yes. So Jorrel Hato is now a Chelsea player. I do not know what shirt number he will be wearing because that did not show on the kit that in which he was unveiled. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But officially, Jorrel Hato joins Chelsea from Ajax. Then the other player that was announced today is Joao Palhinha, formerly at clubs like Sporting CP and Fulham. He's joined Tottenham on a season-long loan from Bayern Munich with an option to buy for about 30 million euros. Should they really appreciate what the player does deliver or bring to that Thomas Frank side. And I believe he will bring lots of experience, Premier League proven, a very good midfielder. He's a bit of a hard tackler. He's not afraid for a bit of a riff-raff game. He's very physical, can run that pitch box to box. Of course, maybe the expectations of the player he was at Fulham may have gone slightly a notch down, given that he didn't get plenty of playing time at Bayern Munich. But I think he is a very exciting signing for Tottenham Hotspurs, who did say that we are delighted to announce the signing of Joao Palhinha on loan from FC Bayern Munich, subject to international clearance and a work permit. So let's wait and see. But that deal is as good as done. I do not know, why am I having so many slips of the tongue at night? I don't know. Am I rushing through things? Then also, apparently, Ed Howe has sent a warning to his striker, Alexander Isak, saying that no player can expect to act poorly and train with the group as normal. You have to earn the right to train with us and Newcastle United. So I think that's the message he was sending to Alexander Isak, who did return to the UK. I think that was on Friday or Saturday, having earlier on been training alone at his former club, Real Sociedad, at their Zubizieta facility there, because he did ask to be left out of the. He did ask to be left out of that squad, the Newcastle squad that did travel to Asia for those games that they did play against Arsenal. They also played against Tottenham. That game finishing in a 1-1 draw. By the way, that game was earlier on today. They lost by 0-0 against K-League. That's still in South Korea. So, anyways, maybe in the context of that great game, I thought it was a very, very good game, by the way. A good game to watch, really. A bit of a 50-50. Teams had their moments, but I thought more could have been done to separate the two sides. But it's Newcastle versus Tottenham, so pretty much you do expect those kinds of results sometimes, especially when it's Tottenham and Newcastle. They did balance themselves out at the end of the day. So, but it was the first game which Newcastle have not lost in this preseason so far, ever since it started. In the official games, because they lost to Arsenal, they lost to the K-League, they lost to Celtic, and that was their first game. So this one they managed to draw with Tottenham by 1-1, and then they will have a couple of other friendlies. They will play another game against Atletico de Madrid. That will be on 9th August, and then they will also have a fixture before that on 8th. Okay, I do not know. I need to confirm this because I do not know. But on their calendar, it shows they will play a friendly against Espanyol on 8th. Maybe it should. Because how do you play a game on 8th and then play another game on 9th? It wouldn't make sense. Maybe one comes a little earlier than that. Maybe 6th. Anyways, so let's move away from that. Meanwhile, Paul Pogba scored a screamer in his first game for AC Monaco. It was quite from distance. I think he was flexing his muscles to show the world that he still got it. So really, very, very impressive there. Still on the journey of transfers, Al Hilal have identified Darwin Núñez as a priority target and stepping up efforts to sign the Liverpool striker. No bid yet, but interest registered to Liverpool, and Al Hilal plans to push for the 26-year-old accelerated internally. Uruguayan international receptive to the possibility. That's according to David Austin of The Athletic, in as far as transfers are concerned. Then also, our former Arsenal defender Rob Holding has left Crystal Palace and signed for Colorado Rapids, which is owned by Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, KSE. So the former Ghana there, only 29 years of age, Rob Holding has joined Colorado Rapids. I do not know what really went wrong for him at Crystal Palace, but he never found his footing. Then, briefly, I'd forgotten to mention this about the game between Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspurs. James Maddison went off injured. I do not know particularly what happened, but he looked to be in agonizing pain. He appeared to be in agonizing pain. He had to be stretched off. I do not know what exactly happened. Maybe we will find out soon enough or sooner or later. So really, it will be interesting to know what really happened to James Maddison. He had only returned previously from injury. He had been injured. He returned a little bit late to the main squad in terms of training with the rest of the group. But it didn't look good. It didn't look good. It's one of those injuries that you could think it could be nasty. Whatever it is, could be nasty. But anyways, it is what it is. Regardless, we'll move on. But we do wish him the very best of a quick recovery. Then also Thomas Partey, former Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey, 32 years of age, is set to join Villarreal as a free agent. Thomas Partey, of course, he had his contract expire, 5-year contract expire with Arsenal. They tried to renew it. They couldn't find an agreement with the Ghanaian international, and now he's agreed to join Villarreal on a 2-year deal. That means this deal will run until June 2027. He was attracted by the idea of UEFA Champions League football, and yeah, so that deal is getting done. That deal is getting done. If you had asked me that if Thomas Partey would end up at Villarreal after leaving Arsenal, I think I would even have bet money against it to say, no, it cannot happen. Okay, not that it cannot happen, but I wouldn't have imagined that would be the case. I wouldn't have imagined that would be the case. But he is joining Villarreal there on a 2-year contract. So again, from what we understand, he's already taken part of his medical. This again was, to me, revealed by David Austin, saying Thomas Partey set to join Villarreal as a free agent, 32-year-old, available after Arsenal contract expired, plus signing for Villarreal on a 2-year deal. UEFA Champions League football, an important factor in convincing him to join. Ghanaian international completed medical ahead of the proposed move. And remember, of course, he still faces those, rape charges, 5 counts of 3 counts of rape and 2 counts of sexual assault. So he's expected next week on Tuesday, actually next week on Tuesday, to appear at the Westminster Magistrates Court to answer to those charges. So, but it's all good. Let's wait and see. But he is joining Villarreal. So, guys, do let me know what your thoughts are on Thomas Partey joining Villarreal. I think he is a very, very good recruit for them. He joins himself on a long list of former Arsenal players that are going to play for Villarreal or that have played for Villarreal. Players like Santi Cazorla, players like Francis Coquelin, players like Robert Perez, players like Gabriel Paulista, players like Nicolas Pepe, which other player? Players like Campbell, I forget his other name. Oh, Jorrel Campbell, who used to play for Arsenal. So yeah. Anyways, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But I think it's a very, very good move for him. I do not know, but the deal could possibly come a little too early for him to feature in that game versus Arsenal on Wednesday. But let's wait and see. It would actually be very, very interesting if he could partake in that game. It will be very, very interesting. But it may come a little too early for him. Okay. Anyways, we'll wait to hear more on that. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But some Arsenal fans already do miss him. Some Arsenal fans already do miss him. That we know for a fact. But they do miss a good player. It's only understandable. It's only understandable that they would miss a good player. They would miss a good player. Anyways, what else? Basically, then Arsenal want to sign Jérémy Jacquet. This is a centre back from Lille, where they went and signed Gabriel Magalhaes in 2020. So it looks like they want to go back. Looks like they want to go back and sign Jérémy Jacquet. But that deal is dependent on Arsenal losing one of their defenders, either Alexander Zinchenko or Jakub Kiwior. Now, Arsenal did receive offers from Portugal for Jakub Kiwior, but Mikel Arteta would prefer the player to stay. And again, for Arsenal, yes, I do understand they need to make some business, they need to move on some players, but there's some players that they shouldn't be even considering moving on. A player like Jakub Kiwior, because you do have a very, very potent replacement for Gabriel Magalhaes when he's out injured. Why would you want to lose that and expose yourself to scrutiny when last season you suffered from a narrow squad? Why would you open yourself to that? For Alexander Zinchenko, that one I'm very open to him leaving. One particularly because of his fitness issues. He's almost always injured. He comes back, will play a game or two, and then before you know it, he's again injured. He's suffering from, this issue, that issue. So, but Arsenal have expressed interest in signing Jérémy Jacquet from Lille. Let's wait and see. Like I told you guys, Arsenal are still very active, are going to remain very active in this transfer window. Same way it is for Liverpool, same way it is for Chelsea, who are working on a deal to sign Xabi Simons as well as Alejandro Garnacho from Chelsea. As well as Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United. It was reported yesterday that apparently Alejandro Garnacho liked a tweet, liked a post from Fabrizio Romano linking him with a move to Chelsea. And people have been up in arms. People have been up in arms when it comes to that. And I do not know why. Because one, and for many Man United fans, they want to blame it on Garnacho. And I do respect their opinion because maybe their reasons are valid in some way. But you cannot tell me that this player has been told he has to leave. And just because he is still a Man United player, you still expect him to act as though he is part of the main group when he's not. These are players that apparently have to train after 5 p.m. when the rest of the group leaves, So if they are being treated in that manner, then why should they not behave that way, Because yes, he has disciplinary issues. And I've made the argument that for a player that is what? I mean, you've seen managers deal with players like Mario Balotelli. I do not think Alejandro Garnacho is the most stubborn of players. I do not think he's untamable. I certainly do not think that. But I'm led to believe that the player believes without an ounce of doubt that he hasn't also been treated the right way. So he is behaving that way, perhaps to justify the way the club has treated him. And all this perhaps emanates from the comments that he made in the aftermath of that 1-0 loss to Tottenham Hotspur in the finals of the UEFA Europa League, among other allegations that have been levied against him. But again, at that moment, I would expect that the manager would have handled that situation perhaps in a much different way, given his experience, knowing the age of the player, knowing how players are human beings. They are bound to mistakes. I do not know if he has made any other mistakes that the managers sort of forgiven or educated him about. I do not know. But from what we also know, as the outside world, I had hoped that he would have really done better in that situation. But it wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. So let's just wait and see. Otherwise, that's the gist of that. But yeah, a lot continues to happen. A lot continues to happen. Then quickly, okay, let's go through the latest transfer speculation and gossip as compiled by BBC Sport. Tottenham are interested in signing Real Madrid and Brazilian forward Rodrigo Goes as a replacement for their South Korean forward Son Heung-min, who is joining Los Angeles Football Club in the Big Soccer. That's according to AS Spanish. Man United are ready to match Newcastle's opening offer for RB Leipzig's forward. That's Benjamin Sesko, according to Sky Sports Germany. Newcastle are also eyeing a move for Paris Saint-Germain and Portugal striker Gonzalo Ramos at 24 if a deal for Sesko falls through. That's according to the Daily Mail, while Inter Milan are interested in signing former Manchester United and England striker Mason Greenwood, 23, from French club Olympique Marseille. That's according to Corriere dello Sport in Italian. And then PSG and Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma, 26, is interested in joining Manchester United. That's according to Team Talk. While German side RB Leipzig inquired about English winger Tarek George, 19, during talks with Chelsea over a move for Dutch midfielder Xavi Simons. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. While Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal are targeting Liverpool's Darwin Nunes. That one we've already spoken about. Manchester United and Brazilian winger Antony is not interested in a move to Saudi Arabia and wants to join Real Betis, where he was on loan last season. That's according to Sport in Spanish. While Manchester United winger Alejandro Garnacho has given total priority to Chelsea and is waiting for talks to begin over a move. And that's according to Fabrizio Romano. Otherwise, guys, allow me end this one here. It's been a pleasure having you guys around. I need to run to some. Hi, Nova Bro. Hi, dude. How is it going? It's all good. Thank you so much for being part of today's podcast. I got to go now. So sorry. It's all right. You always spare a minute for us. But guys, allow me end this one here because I have some work to get to tonight, and it has to be completed by the morning. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Nova Bro. Thank you so much, Van Honeyman. Thank you so much, Pedri. Thank you so much, Oguzi. Thank you so much, the best 59. I missed your comment at the start, but thank you so much, every single one of you that tuned into today's podcast. Let's meet again tomorrow morning and discuss more about that. Bye bye for now. Stay blessed.